Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Meadsy69 and welcome back to channel. Today we're going to be looking at the IS-7. It's a tank that I've rarely done any videos on. In fact, I think I've only done one video, maybe two on my early blitz days. And actually the last video I did, I actually called it, Is It OP? Because it was very, very strong. But since that video, my opinion on this tank has 100% changed. And I actually think this tank sucks. Not many people do actually agree with me, but maybe it's just me and I don't get along with the tank. But I really do think the tank sucks. The armor is not how it used to once be. It used to be completely OP. Back four years ago or so, if you remember the first Twisted Cup, all we ever saw was Object 140s and IS-7s, because it was just an insane tank. But nowadays, you don't see, well, you see a few of them in battle still, but you don't really see many of them doing well. And probably the IS-7 is one of the least tanks that I get replays for in tier 10. People just seem not to do very well in the tank. The penetration is okay, but for me the armor is just not how it once was. Now I don't know if that's now because people know how really to deal with it, but you can see there's two IS-7s in front of me and I have no problem penning them whatsoever. And I just don't see why people would want to drive the IS-7 when they can go and drive the IS-4, which in my opinion is much, much better. It hasn't got that pike nose that when you angle this tank like that, you can just see the pike nose becomes really, really weak. And so does the bottom plate. So not only can you pen the pike nose, you can pen the bottom plate as well. So it's kind of hard to angle in this tank, a lot harder than you can in the IS-4. It's more of a frontline tank, up close and personal, face hugging, or side hugging. That's when this tank becomes really, really good. Also using the gun depression, if you can hold down, the turret is actually very, very strong. You can penetrate the strip on top, but that is a very, very hard penetration. You can bounce, as we've just seen there. We do bounce when you're angling. It is a Russian tank after all. It has got all the side armor. You're going to bounce the side, and if you're angled and people don't aim for your pike nose, then you will bounce. I mean, 1006 damage there from the Death Star. So you're still going to bounce because it's an IS-7, but you just don't bounce as much as you can in an IS-4. Now, I've already done a video on the IS-4, and I've already stated that it's too strong. So I don't know if this needs a buff or if it's just me. The accuracy, I think, is really bad as well. I mean, compared to the IS-4, this has got better AP, but it has got worse pramo. It only has 6 degrees of gun depression. I mean, if you can we're on dead rail now. If you can get into these positions, I mean, I'm angled up here, not in a great position to that T-57 heavy. But if you can get into these positions, especially with the TDs and only showing your turret, then yes, it is a great tank, and it's a scary tank because there's not going to be a lot that you can actually do to the tank in these kind of positions. So how do you play the tank? Do you play it as I'm playing here now, using the ridge lines, or do you just play it where you can side scrape, or do you play it a bit further back? You definitely have to play it frontline. It's an IS-7. You don't want to be behind your team. It still has the armor, and as I've said, you will still bounce shots, especially from the lower tiers medium tanks, or even the higher tier medium tanks. If you're angled, then you can get some very troll bounces, especially into the side plates and the rear, which you are going to see in this battle. We are going to get some form of bounces along the way. So we are taking our attention on that T62 who has flanked around. He has very low hit points, so we did need to take him out. And you can see now we are just getting shot from the FV4005, and at the angle I'm at, there is no chance that we are going to bounce anything. So we're now going to push the FV4005, but by the time we get there, he is pretty much dead, and the T57 behind has started rushing me. So here you can see, when you're directly facing an enemy tank, your front armor is insane. It really is good. But if you get into these positions, like I'm angled now, my pike nose becomes very weak, but this E75 is actually shooting the side of my turret or the side of my hull. So I don't know why he wasn't facing or shooting the front of me. And you can see there another troll bounce from the side. So you will get those. You will get those. And straight away, within 30 seconds, we have bounced 1,300 damage. We're going to get a bit lucky here with the E3. We do manage to track him just enough to keep him there for our Conway to take him out. And I'm going to get really annoyed in a minute because I'm doing quite well. We're now on 4,600 damage. I'm going to back up, and I back up too much, and the IS-4 is going to shoot me. And just how lucky to set me on fire. And he does kill me, but we are going to win the game. We are going to get the ace, 4,600 damage, only 1,300 base XP, so it's actually quite an easy tank to ace. And that just goes to show how bad or how well people are not playing in this tank. To ace a tier 10 on 1,300 XP is actually pretty low. This battle we're going to see Trap Melon, and he loves the tank, and he actually does really well in the tank. Now, this battle, Black Goldville, he's going to do a really good job, and he's going to use quite a bit of HE, and he's going to do quite a bit of damage because of these HEs. So he's going to push the middle. So his team have gone up towards the caves. There is a couple towards the middle. The gun depression on this is 6 degrees of gun depression, so it's nothing special at all. And you're going to see again in this map that gun depression is really going to make him suffer. And there's going to be shots that he just can't, literally just can't get off because of that gun depression. So his mouse has now gone to the right of him. He's going to go into the middle section here, and you can see he's just going to go up to the ridgeline, and there is no way of getting that gun down enough to get those shots off. But he's at the right angle to get some bounces. So he has got a bounce from the Conway, I think it was. But as soon as he backs up, if he backs up, comes in for a different angle, he can get his gun down enough. So now he has seen that the mouse is going to get rushed. So he's come down, he's going to get another shot there on the object 140 just before the object goes out of sight. And he's now going to switch to the HE to get a few shots in on the grill. So you can do nice damage with the HE, I think over 700 damage, nice 600 roll there on the grill. And the mouse is getting rushed now by the Death Star. So he's going to push around, and he's not going to push directly in front where the mouse is. He's going to come from the left side. And again, because of the ridge is a bit too high, he's not going to be able to get his gun down unless he comes sideways like that. So he does get a nice HE shot into the waffle. So is it just me? Does anyone else not actually like this tank? I mean, the accuracy, Trap Melon here doesn't really help with the accuracy. Every single one of his shots basically go in. But when I tried to get footage for this, I was platooning with Manly Baby, and I was getting so frustrated because either none of my shots hit, even when I aimed, or none of them penned, and when they should pen. So I don't know if it's just me that I'm bad in the tank, or if the tank is just not as good as it once was. So you can see he takes a shot from the waffle. He was at that angle where anyone is going to pen you. He is getting bounces now from the back chat, but it's a back chat. He's shooting his side armor. At that angle, you are never, ever, ever going to go through with that armor. He takes a shot, another shot from the waffle, so he is now basically a one shot. He is going to go to the caves and face or take out the T57, so it now puts it down to a 4 versus 3. He does need to be careful because if that back chat is reloaded, the back chat can clear him, and you can just see he has to go all the way up to get the gun down. He hasn't got quite enough gun depression, and he gets penetrated from that back chat. So now he needs to be very careful because he is a one-shot. There is the waffle to his right that can one-shot him, and it now just leaves the back chat. So he's going to go around, he's going to try and find the waffle. There he can. He clears the waffle with HE, no problem at all. So it's now just a 4 versus 1, and it's a back chat. So the back chat's a 2-shot. He's going to get a nice shot there. Lovely 675 HE roll into him, putting him down to a 1-shot. And Trap Melon is now on 5,500 damage. And he's going to do a nice cliff dive there and take the Batcher out for his 3rd kill. So he bounces 1,300 damage, which for a heavy in tier 10 is okay, but it's not amazing. And he does get the ace, 5.6k damage, and he earns a little bit of credits as well. So that is the IS-7, guys. It's a tank that I really no longer like. Do you like the IS-7? Do you think it's good? Do you think it needs buffing in any way? Or is it fine how it is? I'm Meadsy69. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you soon. Bye-bye.